I decided let me major in front-end development. Of course, I won't even lie, I've always been choosing the easier way out in this life. Like, why would you
front-end is easy?
No, it's that you see, according to perspectives that I had from people, back-end was hard. Okay. So in my head I'm like, why would I go for the hard thing when I can have it easy in life? I'll choose the easier one.
Soft girl.
Soft girl all through.
Hi guys, how are you? I hope you are okay. You're doing well in this cold weather. I'm not sure if when we'll be releasing the episode, it will still be cold, but single people are suffering in Nairobi.
Wow.
And it shows. Anyway, welcome back to this new episode that we have shot. I hope you enjoy as much as we enjoyed shooting it. I am amazing, but most people call me Diana, a quarter of the global tech sailors. The rest of us, of the people, walienda safari ndogo ndogo, watakuja in the other episodes. But I have the amazing singer. But then Mwikali is a singer.
No.
I hope people know that.
No, I am
I'm
not.
to rap ataka line kamoja. Sema tu baga.
No. Not today, Saturday.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Mwikali. A coach of global tech sailors, a software engineer, technical mentor, an amazing person generally, and a funny one too.
Yeah, she's lakini banta atakupiga regret mbwana. But yeah, thank you. We have our amazing host. Thank you for honoring our invite. Please invite yourself. Please introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do in the field of technology.
Okay, thank you for inviting me. It's an honor to be here. First time doing this. So my name is Jemimah Kavyu. I am a program manager at Zindua School. What else? I'm a superstar, of course.
Ish.
Every day I wake up and tell myself you're a superstar girl.
You are.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are.
That's what I do. I'm a program manager. Aside from that, I manage communities. I lead Women Tech Makers Pwani, and then I'm also a co-organizer for GDG Pwani. Yeah, among other communities, vibes. And and I love cooking. That's a fun fact about me. I love cooking. If I wasn't into tech, I'd probably be a chef somewhere, which is still a dream of mine. I dream to own a restaurant in the future. So,
What is your favorite dish?
to cook or to eat?
Both.
To
You can
cook.
tell us both.
Okay,
So I was born and raised in Coast, so I enjoy also Swahili dishes. So yeah, I enjoy eating biryani, of course. Biryani, pilau. I still also enjoy making them. Yeah,
Okay.
Swahili dishes. Yeah.
Swahili dishes.
I stay in London, please. I can send location for you to deliver some biryani.
You stay where?
Sure.
London, UK.
Guys.
You'll have to tell us.
I just flew in at 6 a.m., guys.
Okay.
You were manifesting. That is how manifestation works.
Amen.
True.
Amen.
Very true. Very true.
But just uchokozi. What happened to GDG Pwani? Why did you do that to us?
That's
Nairobi.
I'm not an
Associated with
organizer
it.
for GDG Nairobi. I was a volunteer.
You don't collaborate to
No, so
come up with events.
the thing people don't understand is these chapters are different. We do the same GDG work, but GDG Pwani is different. The community is different from the community members we have in GDG Nairobi.
So there's no point where you come together and strategize. This is what Google developers will be doing this year.
I'm not a lead, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So-
And I choose not to speak on that topic because there's a lot of I don't know.
understand.
Yeah. And I just want to be. I have a reputation to
To protect. Very
To
important.
protect.
Very important.
So yeah, whatever happened. I don't know. I was not involved in any of it. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm just a girl trying to survive in this ecosystem also.
Yeah, very
All
true.
right.
Yeah.
So, Jemimah, tell us a bit about yourself. Who is Jemimah Kavyu?
Okay, a bit about
Oh,
myself.
a minute before we start.
Uh-huh.
We should do a icebreaker.
You have an icebreaker for us?
I have in relation to mental health and everything. I'll just do a checkup. How is your heart? Mwikali, you could start. How
Wacha
is your
niangalie
heart?
hapa, iko 75.
Emotions zimekuchenga hivyo yani. Ati you don't relate. Anyway. I'm sorry. I'll pray for you tonight.
Please do.
So how is your heart?
My heart, at peace. I'd say, I think I'm okay. I normally say take a day at a time. So nitafanya yenye naweza kufanya leo, yenye sikuweza kufanya jana nitafanya siku ingine, ya kesho itajipata na tutaendelea kusonga mbele na maisha.
I love that.
Mwaonaje? Nimepata hapa Mswahili sasa niongea.
You do not want me to bring that Swahili here.
Please do.
You do not want me to.
Tuambie roho yako ikoje?
Oh,
Heart ni roho hata.
moyo.
Moyo wako.
Moyo wangu uko sawa. Let me just speak in English, yeah. So my heart is really good at the moment. I'd say if I compare with how the year started, I'd say I'm at a very good place right now. I'm happy. I can't say content because I haven't reached that level yet, but I'm happy where I am right now. And I'm so grateful even to God for that, because I know starting out the year, there was a lot of things I was going through, and getting to a point where, I'm just looking back and I'm like, oh, wow, I was able to survive that. You know, that's why I call myself a superstar. Every day I wake up, I'm like, girl, you braved yourself through this time. And here you are right now doing stuff, doing amazing things. So I really feel like I'm in a good place.
Amen.
You are indeed a superstar.
How is your heart, Diana?
My heart is peaceful. I am blessed. I am content. I am happy for the good and the bad. I don't have control of a lot of things in my life. But what I can control, I take care. The rest, I said, mjipange huko. Everything else falls in place. I believe that the universe is aligning.
Yeah, true.
Whatever is mine, whatever is not. So that is how I'm living, and I'm very happy where I am.
Amen, Pastor.
Yeah.
I'm not a pastor, I'm just
Amen.
a happy girl.
And you're a child of the universe. You belong here.
Yeah.
Okay. It matters everyone. So yeah.
So yeah,
Very true.
please proceed.
I proceed now.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity. Hi, Jemimah again. So maybe you can now give us a background about yourself, how your journey has been. Literally, who is Jemimah? If somebody was to ask you who is Jemimah, what will you tell them?
Okay. Okay. Maybe I'll start with now my background. Get deep, kiasi. I think I've even written about this in one article when I was writing about my tech journey. I never imagined I'd be in this tech space. Like, I had never imagined it. So I think growing up, I always said I wanted to be like my dad. I was a kid back then. I didn't even understand what my dad was doing. My dad worked at a bank. So I was like, whatever he does there, I want to be that. And then growing up, I changed. You see the way when you go to high school, you are a doctor.
Yeah.
When you go here, you are a patient.
Unapatana na chemistry.
Yeah. So I think with every phase of life, I changed what I wanted to be. At some point, I wanted to be an architect because I loved drawing. I still love drawing. So even getting into high school, I think at high school, when I was in high school, I was lost. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do. But then something led me to computer. Yeah. I did computer in primary or school offered computer classes. And then when I got to high school, I said, let me just continue with this thing. You know, I didn't want to try French. I was not as interested in home science because like I love cooking, yeah, but I don't mistaki kushona, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did computer again in high school, but then I thought that is where it's going to end, yeah. You know, basics, the computer and everything. So even after completing high school, I still wasn't sure. I didn't even do the packages because, you know, I was like, nisha soma hizi vitu high school, there's no need for me to do all this. And then ikifika time ya ku choose courses now, concepts and everything, now that was when I had to now think, what do you really want to do? Yeah. And then now also the whole thing, your cut-off points, nanini, it was so stressful. I remember I was so stressed at that time. Thank God I had my sister to help me oh God, English is so hard, through some of these things. Yeah, and I ended up choosing business as my last option. You know, I was like, that was my last choice, business, Mount Kenya University. I was like, I wouldn't get this. I don't know what was my first option. Maybe quantity surveying, I'm not sure. Because I was like, that is close to being an architect.
Yeah,
you know?
True.
Yeah. And then when the schools were now tumeitwa shule, I'm like, Mount Kenya University, business. Like the last choice, literally. Yeah. And I was like, what is this? I didn't understand. I was like, do I really want to do business, you know? But then in the back of my head, I was like, I've actually grown up doing business because I handled a lot of my dad's. We had a shop growing up and then a hotel, you know. So I was always there. Mi ndo kama manager every time. Since nikiwa hapo class 4 nilikuwa nishajua kuregesha change and everything. So like nice. I've been a businesswoman, you know, growing up my whole life, yeah. So it's like maybe I can give it a try, yeah. And then I was too lazy to even go and change courses. I won't even lie, I was lazy. So I just told my dad, I'll just do business. Let's see where it goes. So I go to school. And that is where I find myself doing business at Mount Kenya University. And then I decided to major in finance. Because now, there was no major reason why I majored in finance. Everybody kept saying accounting is hard. So that is why I went to finance.
You wanted to see what is hard.
And then I didn't want to do HR or marketing because people say this one is zile. Right. So I was like, finance is the safest option for me. Okay. So I went and majored in finance. Now, how I now got into tech. I had seen my sister in the tech space, you know, for the longest time since she started school. She did computer science at UN. And I still kept telling myself, I'm not going to get into tech because there's no way I'm going to be 2 software engineers in the same house, you know, or 2 people in the same ecosystem, you know, same field in the same house, yeah. So a friend of my sister's, I don't know if they are my friend, but I'd say at that time a colleague and friend of hers reached out to me randomly, like I was in my cabin seater in campus. They called me like, I want to talk to you. I'm like, okay, go on. It was a Nigerian. Yeah, so I want to talk to you now, eh? So I was like, so there's this Nini starting Alt School Africa, and you know, they'll just teaching tech stuff, and I wanted you to try it, you know. And I'm like, why? And then they're like, I don't know, I feel like it will be good to challenge yourself, yeah? Just give it a try and see how it goes. So I was like, okay, I've been given a challenge. I love challenges. So I didn't get into tech because I wanted to, but because I was given a challenge. So I said, okay, let me try this thing and see where it goes, yeah? Let me now try and shut down that voice in my head that kept saying we are not going to be 2 people in the same field in the same house. Yeah. So that is how I started my journey at Alt School Africa. And it was good. Of course, I chose software development, software engineering, that is. And then I decided, let me, major in front-end development. Of course, I won't even lie. I've always been choosing the easier way out in this life. Like, why would you?
Front end is easy.
No, it's you see, according to perspectives that I had from people, back end was hard. You know. Okay. So in my head, I'm like, why would I go for the hard thing? when I can have it easy in life, I'll choose the easier one.
Soft girl.
Soft girl all through. I've always been. So I choose front-end development, and now at that point we started in 2021, end of 2021. So I was finishing up my 3rd year, and then January I start my 4th year. That semester I was actually in my 4.1, I remember. Then now the next year in now my final 4.2 for now finance in uni.
Okay.
So when I started, it was hard, I wouldn't even lie, because now this is way different from what I learned in high school. Now the computer things you were learning in high school, this was way different. Now I'm learning how to code, and then kuna vile you see other people doing things and you're like, hey, what am I doing? The pressure. And then kwanza, I won't even lie, in art school, I think there are some people who had joined and they already had some background in tech. So nakuja, the first website you've been given, not website, was something you've been told to build an about me page, basically about yourself. But the UIs you see people, I was like,
they even have Figma designs.
I'm like, what is this? Me at your about me page bado code ilikuwa inakata kurun. I'm like, I remember crying. And my says like, unalia nini? Why are you crying? Ingia Slack uone watu wengine venye na post projects zao. Mimi naingia nasikia tu kulia zaidi. Like, guy, it was so hard. And then also trying to also juggle with school, because now I'm in school for Nico final year. I'm trying to make sure things go well, studying. And then I was also in drama club. I'm an actress, by the way. I'm an actress. Yeah, I'm a girl. I do a lot of things.
Miss Do It All.
Yeah. So at that time now, we are practicing for next year, going to hizo competitions. So niko hapo hivyo, niko na drama kila jioni, niko na classwork, going to classes, cuts and everything. I still have assignments za art school tumepewa. I'm like, I'm just a girl. What is this? So at some point I had to choose my battles. So I dropped drama. And that I felt really bad, because I was like, why am I dropping something I love? I remember I reached out to my mentor. God bless that guy. I reached out to my mentor and I told him, niko mahali, I don't know what to do literally, because there's drama, there's school, there's art school. And they said, at the end of the day, you're going to have to pick your struggle. But then go for what you love, yeah? Don't drop something yet you'd, how do I say it, regret that decision at the end, Yeah. But then me being me, I was still like, I can't drop school, of course. And then I also can't drop art school because I don't want to disappoint my sister. She's the community manager there, And then also I'm like, I'd given myself a challenge. So I ended up dropping what I loved the most, actually. Yeah. If I had it in me, I would have dropped school. I wouldn't even lie. So I dropped drama, and I did regret it at some point, but not so much.
You've never gone back to drama?
No, I never. I just go and watch now their shows, and I feel so nostalgic. But it's fine. I'm the one who chose that way.
But you can go back.
Yeah, actually, I do plan on going back. I do plan on going back now. Maybe
in the future.
In the future, more professionally, maybe gigs and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I continue, the struggle with art school and everything. Go to the next year, still school, art school. Now it's the two of them. And then
art school takes how long?
A year. It's a 1 year diploma. So by June 2023, June 2023, we were now finishing everything and graduating. Yeah, I remember. I think graduation was June 30th or July 30th. I don't know, but yeah, school bado. I haven't even finished school. I won't lie. But like Shane gave it. Oh my God. My parents keep asking me, but we'll finish. The plan is to finish the degree. Yeah.
Okay, so would you fully say you're in tech?
Yeah.
Are you in tech?
Yeah, I'm in tech. So I did finish my diploma, yeah. I finished my diploma, and then I think throughout that process of now getting into tech, and I now got into communities, yeah, trying to get outside there, get myself outside there. I got into community, and then for me it was easy because now I knew people. You know, I already had a support system. I had my sister. I had, you know, people I had met through her. You know, when you mnaweza enda event akwambia this is this and this, and then akuache. You now pitch yourself, figure it out. I want to do it for you. You're a grown up, you know. Yeah. So through that, I was able to, you know, make connections and, you know, learn more about communities. And then now I think I volunteered my first community event. The first community event I went to was Google I Extended 2022. Yeah, that was the first event I went. And then DevFest 2022, I now volunteered for the first time. And then there was no going back after that. I enjoyed the whole experience of volunteering. So after that, it was just, you know, any event that comes up. Mini ule, utanionatuko events zote. I think even someone told me, kuna event stay kuona. Niko like, you just leave me alone. This is me. Yeah. And then now I came to realize I think I enjoy being in the community space more than actually writing code. But then now I also had that fear in me that what would my mentor say? Not even about me. What will people say? You know, people who have seen me go through art school. What would my mentor say? What would my sister say? All right? Because I've taken a whole year nimesoma kukode alafu nakuja naanza kusema staki kukode. In my head it was like, sijui kama, I don't know how people would take it. So I first told my mentor, and they actually told me, I knew one day you'd come and tell me this. Because I already saw it in you the moment you went to your first event. Because, you know, the way after my first event, I came and told them, oh my God, I really enjoyed this and this, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, I actually saw it from the first time you went to your first event. And I knew from there it's downhill. You're not going to be backing down from communities. So I'm actually proud that you've figured that out. But then the question is, are you going to actually stop coding altogether, or are you going to try and, you know, balance both of them? And I was like, I'm not sure. I don't know if I still enjoy coding, but I won't drop it altogether. Let's see how it goes. Yeah. So my biggest fear with my sister was she'd think I'm copying her. Yeah, because she's in community management, yeah. So and I think my whole life I've always been compared to her. We've gone to same schools, and every school you go to, is she like her sister? You know, she's always been the student and everything. Yeah. So everybody's like, is she like this? And then me unapata mimi ule crook. And then at some point also I used to do it intentionally so that people can see I'm different from her. Yeah. So the fear was more for myself, and also from her perspective, I was like, I'd feel like people will continue comparing me to her and not seeing me as who I am. And also, maybe I'd feel, why is this girl also doing? Why does she keep doing the same things that I'm doing? Yeah. As if being born in the same family is not enough. You go ahead, you're everywhere. Every space I'm in, you're everywhere. So that was also my biggest fear. And it held me back from actually exploring the community side altogether. But then the moment I decided to go for it, I didn't care. I was like, whatever she thinks, that's on her, man. It's not going to deter me from, doing what I want. So 2023, when I was looking for an internship for art school, I reached out to Ayan. She had this school going on, Technia School. I reached out to her and asked if there was an internship maybe for software engineering. And she told me, for now we don't, but I'm looking for community manager. And I've seen you in communities before. Is this something you'd be interested in? I was like, yeah. I jumped on the opportunity really fast, really fast. And, we had only met once. We'd met at a Microsoft event. She'd invited us to, Akasama, we'll talk. And then, ndio ananipea internship. So I was so happy because I'm like, finally, I'm going to be doing something, I like. So, yeah, so 2023 all the way to this year, around April, I was at Technia working as a community manager. And I think through that time, slowly I stopped coding, altogether. Because it's like, why am I still writing code and I've already found what I love? Yeah. So I stopped working in April this year. And then between April to now to now August, let's say, I was in a funk. Like, I don't have a job. I haven't finished school. My parents are pressuring me to finish my exams because exams are the ones holding me back. My mental health is in the pits. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I have a community I'm running, but I have no... I'm not getting any joy. Like, everything is just
Yeah.
yeah, and I didn't even understand what's the problem, because I'm like, nini may happen, you know, the way things can switch up, you know. And then it didn't help. I was sick start of the year. My phone iliharibika. I was sick. Now I was not talking to people. Me, I love talking to people. So niko tu kwa nyumba, I'm only talking to my sister. I think that whole scenario just kept me in a very depressive mood. So throughout April till August, I was very and I think I even told Wayne is also one of my mentors. I told Wayne, yeah, okay. I told Wayne, I don't understand what's happening with me, and I don't know what to do about it. At least I'm honest enough to say I don't know what I'm doing about it, because he was concerned. WTM is not doing anything. What's wrong? Yeah. You know, I was expecting to see more, you know, lively things with the community and everything. I said, I'm trying to think of things, but nothing is working. Nothing is working even on my own personal life, you see. And they're like, you know, just take a break, you know. Could be burnt out, or you don't know. Just take a break, think about what you want to do with your life, you know, and all those things. Then I think I also had a conversation with Alela, and she told me, sit down, write down 5 things you want to achieve before the year ends. You know, it doesn't have to be much, just 5 things. Let them guide you, so that at the end of the year, you don't feel like a complete loser. As much as you feel like you're in a funk and that nothing is happening, you still need to move on with life at the end of the day, because no one will care things are not working for you. They don't know all that, So just try and, you know, work something out, do something. At the end of the day, you'll be looking back and said, oh, I was actually able to do this and this. So that is what I did. I went and wrote down, you know, 5 things I wanted to do. And then now I started getting back and now applying for jobs. Community manager jobs are not many. I won't even lie. Hata kupata hivi ni bahati.
Yeah, true.
So, you know, hata in my head, I was like, with the small knowledge I have in coding, I will apply for junior roles. Hata kama sijaandika code in how many years, I'll just try and ease myself back into that, right? Code kidogo, find a, you know, internship or junior role ya coding. You know, we see how it goes on from there. So I apply for both, you know, community staff roles and junior developer roles, the front end, uku kidogo. Nothing is still coming up. I remember hata nilikuja nikakuwa conned. Story for another day. Faith will tell you.
Nairobi shamba la mawe.
In the name of looking for a job. And I think after that moment when I was conned, nilikuwa like, if God does not want me to get a job right now, sini sawa bas. I was so tired, like, gone. I was so exhausted. And then, so many community groups. So in one of the groups, someone sends community manager position at Zindua school. So in my head, I'm like, do I apply or not? So I said, okay, let me just apply for the sake of, you know, nisi jinini tu hivo.
Yeah.
So I even applied on my phone. I won't lie, because I was that disinterested. Like, nilikuwa tu na apply, nipate rejection email, niseme at least I tried.
You tried.
Yeah. So I apply, and then they get back to me. I'm like, hey, this is a first. You know, it's not many times that you apply for jobs and then that unapata nasi rejection. I was like, okay, let's see. So they set up the first interview. I remember I was traveling to Mombasa for Google. Like, I had to find somewhere at a hotel and do the interview. And I was so scared. I remember I was so scared. Because they gave us a task to do. See, zile tunaenda unaulizwa, your name, what do you do, blah blah blah. No, that one had literally a whole task, and you had to present.
Okay.
Bele watu watatu, hata kama ni online. I was so scared. But then in my head, I'm like, you know, let's just do this. So after the interview, I was like, ata isipo go through, I know at the end of the day, nimefika stage ya interview. You know, for the first time, nimefika stage ya interview. Because now for Techni, I didn't even have to interview. It was well, you're hired, man. Yeah. So after a few days, just before ni leave Mombasa, tell me come I'm leaving Mombasa tomorrow. They send me an email. And I'm like, oh, you've passed the first stage. I'm like, yeah. Okay, that's a sign. You know, that's a good sign. You know, so there, you come in for a physical interview. Now the second phase is physical at, you know, Uku Westlands too. I'm like, okay. So the next day I was traveling back to Nairobi. I come back, you know, they gave us another task. I prepare. My sister gave me even her community manager books to read because like I have to be ready for this thing. I gave it my all. I said in IOC missed. Come on, Peter interview kwanza, God in a sign. So I go for the second interview, present. It went well. You know, the good thing about me, I won't even lie. When it comes to talking, I will talk.
It is clear. It is
professional yapper.
Certified
yapper. I will talk. That day I talked. Yani hata vitu sikuwa nimeandika kwa slides. Mimi nilikuwa say I will have to wow them in one or another. I waited. Now they get back to me again. I waited. I waited. Every day nilo namko naangalia email. Hakuna email uko he.
Yeah.
Hadi kafika point I had to call them. I was like impatient. I was like, mimi nawapigia sasa. I called them. I'm like, hi. You said you'd give me feedback by Friday. I've been waiting. I said, oh, don't worry. I was actually sending you an email tomorrow. There's some things you are finalizing on. Blah, blah, blah. And I start getting nervous. Ile unangoja the next day unangoja email. The email comes in. No, they called first. They called first before sending the email. I mean, hi, Jemimah, how are you? So, sadly, we won't be going further. Mungu. Kama unitaki suseme. You know, I was already,
heartbroken.
Yeah, I was so heartbroken. Ako, but wait. Niko, okay. Ako, like, so we want to offer you another position. Niko, I'm listening. Ako, so yeah, we you know, we had planned to get a program manager in September, you know, hire for a program manager. But from, you know, all your presentations from the first interview to the second one, we feel like you'd fit more in this role than in community management. Do you think you could give it a try? I almost shouted yes. Like, nikasema no, niko, okay. So what does, you know, because I've never been a program manager before. So what does the role entail and everything? So we can set up a call and discuss all that, blah, blah, blah. So you just tell me if it's something you'd like to explore. We can go ahead and set up the call and everything. I'm like, yeah, sure. We can see. Yeah, I'm open. Hey, but ndani niko to God. I'm taking it. Hata kama siju program manager ni nini nitaenda nifanye. So yeah, so we set up a call. Everything is explained. And I'm like, immediate yes. We are not even thinking about this. It's an immediate yes. I was so happy. Like, things are actually now working. Now the only downside was you can't start working in August. You have to start working in September. Because now we had planned to hire in September. Yeah. I'm like, I'll be patient. But August, I felt like August was long. Wait. I was just waiting for 2nd September nianze my job to every day. I'm like, And then now when imposter syndrome starts coming in, every day you wake up and tell yourself, what if they change their mind? Yeah. What if someone better comes up? You know, hata hakuna hiyo possibility because they are not hiring anymore. But kuna tu kale ka sauti kana kwambia, what if? So in my head I'm like, until I get an official email, because they said they'd send an official email at the end of towards the end of August, ndio sasa with everything, all the details. I'm like, until I get that email, I'm not confirming anything, you know. I didn't even tell my sister. My sister came and found out in a very Adiako like, when you don't rate me, why am I the last person knowing all this? I'm like, no, I just wanted that official email because I was still very unsure. Yeah. Because I don't know if these people are serious or not. Once more could back down and everything. So yeah, so the email comes in, 2nd September, I go for my onboarding. And here I am, 3 months now at Zindua School, and it has been amazing. I mean, there's been a lot of learning curves because this was my first time ever as a program manager, and also a program manager at Zindua because they didn't have a program manager before. Yeah. So there's a lot of learning and unlearning, you know, but it's been a really good experience. The environment itself is really good. I love people I'm working with. Yeah, and I'm just, that's why I'm saying my heart is just in a very good place, because I feel like I found my place.
You feel like you
Yeah, and then also the feeling that, yeah, ata if I live in Zindua, I can actually apply for a program manager role somewhere else
and get it.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you're a superstar, man.
You are a superstar.
Yeah, so that is how.
Excited for you.
Yeah, so that is how I found myself as a program manager. Did I stop coding? I did stop coding. But funny thing is, I picked up coding again last week. I had a very shitty laptop, I won't lie. Then I got myself a very nice machine. Oof.
And you are very proud.
A very nice machine. And then, everybody comes and tells you, I'm very proud of you for this is your first big laptop, 85,000, but you pesa tami.
You were surprised.
Ni God, and then it's hata ukitumia mwenyewe unasikia vizuri. So I'm like, what is now stopping me
from coding?
I don't have, and then now I'm not going to do it because it's a challenge someone gave me, or I'm being forced, or I have timelines, art school or another school nini. I'm doing it for myself, I'm taking my own time, pole to learning by myself, making sure I actually understand this time round. I don't feel overwhelmed with all these things, and it's so far so good.
Okay.
Yeah, and I really hope, because I know I'm also someone who loses interest very fast. So I hope that interest haitaisha. Uzuri, when I look at my laptop, motivation inakuja. So yeah.
We will also pray for you.
Please pray for me.
You talked about Wayne Gaku, and you talked about WTM. So I want us to get into the community building side.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So which communities exactly do you lead?
So I lead Women Tech Makers Pwani. That is WTM Pwani. And then I'm also a co-organizer for GDG Pwani.
GDG
I'm not
Pwani.
a lead, just a co-organizer.
Just a co-organizer.
Yeah. So those are the communities that I'm managing.
You're managing.
Yeah. The others, I'm just a normal community member, like the rest of us.
The rest of us. So what do you do? Don't refuse the rest of us. So what do you do as a co-organizer and as a maybe lead? No.
Yeah.
What was the name again?
Lead for WTM.
Lead.
Yeah.
Yes. So what do you do?
So basically, the main reason as to why we have GDG Pwani and WTM Pwani is to try and bridge the gap that is in the ecosystem we are taking the coast.
Yeah.
We all know it's not as developed as it is in Nairobi.
Yeah.
And Wayne noticed that gap. That is now when he decided to, start GDG Pwani. Let's try and, give these developers a platform where they can grow themselves, meet other developers, network, get resources and all that. And then now I became a WTM ambassador 2023 July. So when I became a WTM ambassador, we'd always talked about it. We always said, we don't have a Women Tech Makers chapter in Pwani. We have one in Nairobi, but ambassadors wote ni wa Nairobi. Hakuna mwenye ako Pwani, right?
Yeah.
So when I became an ambassador, I was like, that is the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to start a Women Tech Makers chapter that is going to be working along with GDG Pwani. And that is what we've been doing since we started WTM last year. So basically, we try and give developers in Coast that platform where they can put themselves out there, get resources to grow themselves, in their careers in tech. As especially now for women, because we know there's always been the thing where, people say tech ni a men dominated nini. It is still a thing, people still keep saying that, and it's very evident in Mombasa. We don't have as many women developers as with kama vile tunasema Nairobi me develop, watu wamechangamka, watu wamelearn and everything. So in course it's not as much because kuna hiyo challenge ya how the culture is in Mombasa.
Yeah.
Even how women are brought up when they grow up, wanajuanga vitu zengine si zetu and all that. So trying to change that perspective, and trying to show them that, you can actually be a developer, you can actually get into tech as a woman, and actually thrive in it.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful that even before I started Women Tech Makers, we've had many other communities for women in Mombasa that have been doing this job even before I came in with the Women Tech Makers. We have Pwani Techno Girls and Infitech. Those are, I think, the two communities I know, but they've been growing the women dev community in Mombasa and, in the whole of coast of Mombasa. Mostly we still have areas but though very untapped, very fresh, still a lot of work to do. But I think I'm striving towards that, making sure that it's not only Mombasa, because coast ni kubwa. We have Kwale, we have Lamu, all those places, Kilifi. So I'm really striving to make sure, even in a few years, we've been able to tap these other areas in coast, kina Lamu, kina Kwale, and trying to get women into technology, trying to, show them that, there's this direction you guys can follow also. Si lazima stick to the normal jobs that tumezoeshwa kama wanawake. Ama, just staying at home and, being a housewife and all that. Yeah. You can do something for yourself. I have a lady in my core team for WTM who recently moved to Lamu, and she's starting a program there. So we're going to be collaborating they're going to be collaborating with WTM. So right now I know she's outsourcing laptops from, people, if you want to donate a laptop. Yeah, and then now just get girls together and, provide with them these resources, teach them, how to code na vitu kama. Because we know Lamu is a very traditional place. Like, it's one of the coastal nini yenye haijaachilia culture yao.
Yeah.
So it's going to be challenging, but I'm actually really proud of her for, starting that thing. And I'm actually very excited to, even get to Lamu and, help where we can as WTM to, just try and grow that community in.
You will share with us maybe ways in which you can also donate so that you share it with other people as well.
Yeah, I can share her contact, so you can always just reach out to her and, you can communicate how you can, share the donations. Yeah.
Okay, so
we have talked about community, the reasons as to why you're building your community, just to enable access to what technology is and how it can be used in the areas that, the coast, because it is not well advanced compared to Nairobi.
Yeah, but I'm actually proud of how things are coming up right now. Like, you can see the work, even more communities are coming up, not just GDG Pwani and WTM Pwani. And it's really amazing to see developers actually taking space and coast and, making sure they are seen. Yeah.
Okay. So we have also talked about diversity and how it is a challenge. And I also believe funding is a challenge because most communities are basically built out of pockets, pockets of the people leading those communities.
Yeah, true.
So among the two challenges that you have talked about, what other challenge do you face briefly, and how do you overcome the challenge of funding? How do you get funding, and what would you advise upcoming communities to do to ensure they run efficiently and also deliver their goal as a community?
So I think I'd say one of the challenges we maybe had when we are starting as GDG, especially because when you started WTM, at least you already had GDG developed, so it was easier to just now get the women who had joined GDG influence other women to also join WTM. It was actually getting people to believe in what you're trying to do, because you've seen other communities that have been there before and they failed. Maybe they didn't deliver what they were supposed to deliver to the community. And now getting people to actually believe in what your mission, what you guys are trying to do at the moment, was a bit hard, But then I think with consistency, because people love consistency, if you keep showing up and, organizing meetups, organizing events, and, actually making sure there's quality content being delivered in these events or meetups, people see the value they're coming to get from this nini. So that is how you are able to overcome, making sure you are consistent. I won't even lie. for GDG, we've been able to do a lot. You know, we are only a year old, but we've been able to scale through. We've gone to different counties in course, just trying to make sure we also try and penetrate huko hivyo ndani. I know we were in Voi, we were also able to go to Kilifi. The plan is now to get into Lamu and Kwale, you know, trying to get to the communities that are there, you know.
Yeah.
It's not easy, of course, because you know, if you don't have connections to these places, inakuwa ngumu because you don't know atani how many developers are there. You know, if you set up an event or a meetup, how many are going to show up, you know. You know, will they believe that you guys can actually help them, you know, grow the ecosystem there, you know. So that's a challenge. But we know, you know, we believe in ourselves, I'd say that. And, you know, through the consistency we've had throughout the years and making sure we deliver quality content to people also, you know, inatupea 2 points huko nje. People yeah, if it's a GDG Pwani event, I won't miss it, yeah, because I know they always bring top-notch speakers, you know, the content is really good, we get value for our time. Hata kama ni siku nzima tunakuja kushinda hapo, it's
We
okay.
have no problem.
Yeah. And then also pia cultures, the culture in Mombasa is very cultural, I won't lie, coast at large, not as Nairobi is. And we know coast has a lot of the Muslim community is even larger than the Christian community.
Yeah.
And you need to understand how you can cater for, you know, the different communities that you have there. Yeah. Come on, let's see, when I was doing IWD this year, IWD times IWD fell during the month of Ramadan. And you know, during the month of Ramadan, these people wako in their holy nini. It's hard to, you know, bring people together to come and do something else na vitu kama hizo pia. Alafu kuna hizo timelines zao za kuomba and everything. So, you know, you can imagine you want to organize an event from the way normal events inakwanga from morning 8 to 4 p.m. Imagine unaeka mtu amefunga, unamweka from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. manzi.
Tricky.
Kulan, you know, it's tricky, yeah. And I think one way I was able to, you know, do it different at that time, I tried and worked with the timeline. So I didn't do the typical event we have from morning to evening. So I started at 2 p.m. So I started my event at 2 p.m. Make sure the sessions were short, you know, ni short, but quality content is being delivered. And then by the time inafika 6 ama ni 6:30 wenye unafungua, we have futari ready. So there is no ile lunch mnakulanga huko nini. No. It's futari, and now we open together. We give them time, go pray, then come back. Now, even with now the Christians that we are there, we open together as a community, and, you know. Yeah. And
that was thoughtful.
Yeah.
I was in that event.
Yeah, she was there, remember, paid partner. Yeah, I remember. So you see, trying to, you know, work with the community you have and also listening to their needs is also very, very, very helpful.
Important.
Yeah. The other question is how some people...
I think you have covered
all of them, yeah?
Oh, okay. Aspiring. I believe the aspiring community builders should just be consistent, offer quality.
Very important, quality.
Usiniambie nakuja event unaanza 12.
Ni ukweli.
Na ulisema utaanza 8. So yeah, ensuring quality of the service that you provide, you intend to provide. And also removing the limits, because a community is meant to build and connect people together. Very true. So if you place limits, itakuwa
it becomes a problem. So inaanza kuleta hizi nini zote unasikia huko nje. And that's what we pride in. Our community is open to everyone.
Yes,
you know, we do not put a cap to who nini. We don't care if you're a beginner, if you're an expert or intermediate level. Come.
As you
know, whatever you benefit from there is what, you know, what we are looking towards. We are looking forward to, you know, not at having large numbers at tumeita experts peke yake, you know. You see,
and also I think interchanging the speakers.
Yeah, true.
Community. We're the same people, because other people are coming up and they are way better.
So
they could be way better. can assume instead of having the same people speaking.
Yeah,
on
true.
the same event.
Even for GDG right now, I think even for the events we host for GDG Pwani, we try and give a priority to speakers in coast.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of speakers come from Nairobi, and all that. So now, ilifika point kasema, no, why are we getting speakers from outside? It is okay because they're experts and everything, yeah, and community members don't mind. But also, why don't we get people our own? You know, we have people who have potential here. Yeah. So, you know, why not coach them on how to speak? You see, host sessions, show them, you know, this is what you do when you want to submit a talk, you know, and everything. Let them learn so that when you are hosting the next event, these people actually apply.
Yeah.
You see, so when we are selecting the speakers, we also give priority to speakers who are from our own community. Let's see what do you have. But then also, not because tutakuchagua automatically jueni wa Pwani. We have to also look at your content.
Yeah.
We won't bring you at jueni wa Mombasa, but your content is not.
You
know, because at the end of the day, we want to give our community members quality content. Yeah. So that is also another aspect we look at. As much as you're from the coast, we appreciate that, and we are proud of you. But also, how does your content look like? Okay. So if it's not as nini, we'll just, you know, this is you can better your content this way. You know, this is how you can improve. But next time when you come, you know, bring us a bomb topic. You're like, yeah, this is what we've been talking about. Yeah, sure. You know, let's loop you in as a speaker. Yeah.
So feedback is
very important. As a community builder. Feedback is. I don't know how to stress that enough. Because now, if you don't listen to your people, how will you take care of them? You know, you need to listen to your people's needs. You know, if people say, oh, we'd appreciate more Flutter content, then, you know, go ahead and set up more sessions for Flutter. Let these people know. You know, if they say, we'd prefer not have conference where people are all together, but we prefer more technical sessions. That is what we'll go ahead and do. Set up more technical sessions so that these people can actually learn. Yeah,
true.
So feedback is really, really, that is the only way you can be able to take care of your community and, you know, grow. You know, because today, if you give me feedback and then I go work on it, the next time I'm doing something, you automatically utasema yes, because you know I actually told Jemimah about this and they worked on it, and I actually appreciate that they took it upon themselves to actually work on this thing. You see, people appreciate when they are hard, and that is what is more important.
So challenges and lessons learned as a community developer.
Challenges, I'd say one of the major challenges was balancing between my own personal life and community. But at some point I feel like community is in everyday aspect of my life, because I don't know if there's a day that has passed sijaingia kwa email ya GDG ama WTM kuangalia what is going on. I don't know. I think imefika tu mahali. It's part of me. Every day I know I'll check in a few, you know, with the community kiasi, you know, what's going on and everything. But then I think at the start there was that challenging aspect, because now there's this demand from the community side, there's demand from your own personal life, there's demand from work that you also need to, you know, work on. But then, you know, you just try and balance things out. I always say I'm just swinging it in this life, you know. Sometimes you just have to, unajaribingu unatafuta balance pia inakosekana. At some point, I won't even lie. So if someone asks, how do you do it? I'm like, one day at a time. You know, just take it a step at a time. You don't have to overload yourself with things. Your mental health will go crook. Yeah, so you take things one at a time. Also learn to take breaks. So ikifika mali ufeel unako overwhelmed na community, you know, just say, I'm just going to take, you know, a few weeks break away from community. I won't be doing any community work. I'm just going to be focusing on myself and, you know, my work. You know, once I feel like kila kitu iko leveled, I will come back. And that's allowed. Si ati unalipwa pia. It's volunteer work. You don't have to kill yourself. Yeah. Because now no one will pay you. I won't lie. No one will pay you. So hakuna haja ujiue na we are doing the Lord's work, and even the Lord wants you to rest. God mwenye adi rest on the 7th day. Ni 7th day. Yes. So so also learn to take breaks. It helps. Another challenge, I had mentioned earlier, getting people to believe in what you do, but with consistency and quality, nini, that solves it. Lessons I have learned. Also another challenge. The naysayers. Ni wengi. I won't lie. There's always that one person who'll be against what you're doing. I won't even lie.
Yeah.
As much as other people are out here praising you, ni kama imposter syndrome. Kale kasauti kwa in your head, always telling you you're not doing it right. Now, that one is a physical person. And they are very consistent. Fungangi mdomo.
Very vocal.
Yeah. Yo. And then now it's even worse now when they have a whole following that is listening to them. So it becomes worse. And then now if you're soft-hearted, if you're building a community or looking to start a community, keji yo roho na chuma. Literally, you have to be strong. Because you will cry every day. You will go on Twitter, you will see what people are saying, and you will cry. And you will be there alone in your bedsit and no one will care you're crying. So try to be as strong. It needs strength here, the roho, patience also. You need to be patient with yourself and also patient with others. If you're not patient, kitakuramba, I won't even lie. Me, I learned how to be patient. I had to. I always say that I'm not a very patient person, but over the years, it's something I've been able to grow. Yeah. That is one of the things I've learned now from community building. Patience, and also how to tune out the negative aspects of that whole thing now, like the naysayers, people who want to bring you down. As long as you know what you're doing is legit and that you're actually making impact somewhere, then you don't have to listen to what this other person is saying. They can talk, wanasemanga in Swahili, tuongea alafu usiku utafika na talala.
Yeah.
Exactly. They'll sleep at night and they'll wake up again and find another person to troll and all that. So as long as you know what you're doing is legit and you making impact, and there are people who appreciate you, because there'll always be a community who are on your side.
Yeah,
that's the thing. As long as unafanya kazi yako vizuri, you'll always have people on your side who can wake up even at 3 a.m. to defend you. So try and ignore the negative aspects. What I remember, I think the first time I joined GDG, Pwani Kenya told me, prepare yourself. First and that's it. But there's going to be a lot of negativity, but you don't need to reply to that. Learn how to teach yourself not to reply. Me, I've held back myself many times. Unaingia Twitter, unaona mtu anakubulu uko like, but then you tell, breathe, let it go. They don't deserve your audience. You let it go. So over time, it has become easier. Naona sasa huyu, unaachana tu na, they'll be fine. Trauma or whatever they're going through, watakuwa tu sawa. And here we are good. We are good.
Okay.
So
lastly, I think you could just tell us a line for what you think the future of community is. Just a line. Because of time.
The future is bright.
The future is bright.
You
can
said
see the light has come on.
You said a line. In fact, it is bright. It is blinding. I feel like we are getting into a space where people are leaning into community more, and that is really good, because that is where you get help. Unaweza soma easy coding schools, whatever, but you don't get everything you require. But then you join a certain community and you find a group of people who think the same as you. You share the same things, and these people actually prove to be a stepping point towards your career, will help you in one or another throughout your career, and you become successful. We all want to win, we all want to win, and that's the whole point of community, making sure everybody wins. Si ati ni mtu mmoja. And if that culture is continued, then the future of communities is really is really bright. It's going to tutafika tu mahali uko like
You're happy.
I'm proud to be here. I'm
Yeah.
proud to be here. Yeah.
Where can people find you on social media?
I'm on all social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
I won't give TikTok. No, that's private.
You don't want us to see you dance.
No.
Okay.
No, embarrassing.
Uh-huh.
But you can find me on Twitter, Jemimah Kavyu, on LinkedIn, Jemimah Kavyu. Okay, I'm not as active on LinkedIn, but I try. I won't lie, I try. LinkedIn ukwa too very serious.
Yeah.
I know.
Unaingia hapo unapata I just completed my course
you
in
know.
I graduated
You
in
know,
masters.
hadi unaanza kurethink your life.
But
But yeah.
visited London.
Yeah. Instagram, I don't think my Instagram is really relevant because I feel like my Instagram is just for me.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the one social media platform I try and disassociate with my work life and
Yeah.
tech.
Important.
Yeah. So
Twitter and LinkedIn.
Twitter and LinkedIn, Jemimah Kavyu. DMs ziko open. You can always reach out. Me napenda kusaidia watu. I won't even lie. I'm a people's person. I love helping. Me mtu akinikujia kwanza sembe, "Oh, I saw you here and come. You're the people I like." So yeah, you can always reach out.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for honoring our invite to come to the podcast to talk about the community and why you love them so passionately. It was very nice listening to you. Nataka kukoa certified professional yapa kama wewe.
Just skill.
Thanks for coming and to honor that we giving you this mouse from Global Tech Sailors. If you want yours, you can purchase it from our website. We have a link on description of the episodes that we drop. Thank you for listening, and to find us, Global Tech Sailors on all platforms. Thank you so much. Adios.
Bye.